Hi guys, for AV Technology today, Mrs. Martin needs to change those dates, the 27th, we're going to be taking a look at smart objects again, as well as starting to plan and brainstorm for your packaging design. So for smart objects, we're going to head over to Photopea. So yesterday, we opened up a mockup. We downloaded a mockup that already had smart objects embedded in it. I think it's important for you to see how those smart objects are created. So that's what we're going to do today. To get started, you're going to Google the word box, and just any type of box is fine. This is the one that I'm going to start with. So we're going to copy this image. And in Photopea, we're then going to say new project. And because we just copied an object, it has the size of the object we just copied. So I'm going to hit create, edit, and paste. All right, so we're going to make a new layer. And this new layer, I'm going to call it SO for Smart Object. And I'm going to call it Right Flap. Now, although this is a rectangle, but it doesn't appear as a rectangle, it does, but it's at a rectangle at an angle. I'm going to start with my rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. And at this point, I need to create this into a smart object because the object that I want to do my design work on is going to be in this shape. So you can see that I tried to size it appropriately, although it's not at the proper angle. So I'm now going to right click, convert to smart object. So we see that little icon. And then I am going to transform it. I'm going to go to edit, transform, distort. And I'm going to be pulling these so they're appropriate to my corners. And I think that looks pretty good. I just hit the enter key. And then when I double click on here, it is going to take me to that smart object, but I see it back in a rectangle. So I'm just going to use my type tool. And I'm going to say, this is a smart object. And I'm going to do my file, save smart object. And when I go back here, I now see that text following. It is warped or it is distorted in the same manner as the object I originally had. So I want you to follow along with that. I'm also going to do another one because it is good to practice skills multiple times. So I'm making a new layer. I am going to do my front flap this time. So SO, because I want to know that it's a smart object. Front flap. Remember, you have to start out with a rectangle if a rectangle is what you want to design on. It would be different if you wanted to design on a circle or another shape. Your initial shape that you want to design on. I should probably phrase it that way. Once you have that initial shape, that's when you're converting to a smart object. Then you're going to come in and distort it. Transform, distort. And I'm going to double click. And, I'm being pretty adventurous with my text today. This is also a smart object. File, save as smart object, come back, and there it is. Now let's look. If I go back here and I choose to move my text, or let's update. my text. And I save it, the smart object. And I come back, and there we go. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to have at least 4 pieces that you have put into smart objects. So I'm going to finish this out just so you can see what I mean. Remember, it's important. I screwed something up a little bit. It's okay. It's good for you guys to see this because you too might make these mistakes. But it's not letting me name this. Okay. I'm going to delete that. And there we go. So again, if this is the shape that I want to design on, it's important that I go ahead and convert that to the smart object when it's in that shape before I transform it. You can pick any 4 to do. I don't care which 4. And if your box looks a bit different, that's fine. And there I go. I think I'm going to go out and grab a graphic this time. Maybe this is a box for a plant. Sure, we'll go with this one. Copy my image, edit, paste. Definitely needs resized. Maybe like 25%. Now I'm going to hold the shift key down to keep my ratio. I'm not sure why I picked red for the backgrounds, but hey, that's okay. I think I thought it was a color that we could see very easily. Why? All right, so I should get rid of some more white first, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and update my smart object and come back. I now see that it's transformed. My tree is on there. So again, I want you to do 4. So I'm going to do 1 more. And I think I'm going to choose to do this front of the box. So on this front, we do have to guess just a little. So I want to go ahead and convert this to my smart object before I transform it. Could modify the opacity if you needed to be able to see a little easier. And now when I double click, I think I'll to use all caps. You don't have to put your name. That's just what I chose. Now, I do want that to be under the flap, so I would need to change my layer orders here. And obviously this is going to look better with some shading and things like that. But we're not concerned about that. I want to see that you're getting a grasp of how to use some of these smart objects and whatnot. So the screenshot that you're going to take today is what you see right here. This would be your screenshot, but I should be able to see that these are smart objects. I should also be able to see up top here where I want you to leave these open as you're working so I can see those. So this is going to be your screenshot. I should see smart objects, and that you've applied them. And then after you do that, I do want you to begin your brainstorming and planning. So I just have a worksheet with some questions to help you get thinking about what your product is going to be, the name of your product, the meaning behind your product. Why should I buy your product over a competitor's product? You're going to continue working on this tomorrow on April 28th as well, but I would like you to get started on it today. So have a great day and good luck.